Welcome to our Monday morning easy flow practice. We'll start in seated in this comfortable Sukhasana. I think, given the temperatures today, and of course, the sun still coming up more and more toward the northern hemisphere, will bring a little energy of Manipura chakra into the practice, which usually means twisting and a little bit of balancing, keeping it in that easy flow vibe. So, palms down for grounding. Taking a few moments to exhaust all the senses to set our intention. So, closing the eyes, which eliminates our most dominant sense of vision. Maybe noticing how right away when you close the eyes, it's just, it brings that sense of calm into the body. And then closing the mouth to breathe through the nose only. And another way to invite calm into the body is that mouth closing and nose breathing. Exhausting our sense of hearing by listening as far as the ears can hear and listening in all directions. Being the witness to each sound that you hear by identifying it and then moving to the next sound. Moving from sound to sound, and as you are doing that, making your way in closer and closer to your mat. Arriving at the sound of your own breath, being the witness to the sound of the inhalation and the sound of the exhalation. And now moving to bring an awareness to the temperature of the air on your exposed skin, the places where your clothing contacts your skin, the contact points between your body and the earth. So, contact points between your body and the mat, your body and whatever you're sitting on, the palms of your hands and your thighs. Exhausting a sense of smell by being the witness to any smells that are in your space. And letting them go. And awareness to the space behind the closed eyes, Chitta Kasha. And in that powerful place of visualization, considering what you would like to bring to the mat today and setting an intention around that invitation. By finding a word or a few words to describe your intention, repeating them to yourself mentally 3 times. And then visualizing that intention as a seed that you have planted in both mind and body, and which the practice will nourish. Keeping the eyes closed, change the positioning of your legs in this Sukhasana so that leg that's farther away moves in closer. And then just shift the body around so the sit bones are rooting down into whatever you're sitting on. And again, bring the palms to the thighs. And just taking a moment to notice any changes in the body. Being the witness to your choices of maybe always finding Sukhasana in one way. And maybe asking what is happening in the body that choice is being made. And now bring an awareness to your breath. Follow the inhalation and follow the exhalation. Linking movement to the breath. As you inhale, press the hands into the thighs and reach the rib cage forward as opposed to arching up toward cow position. And then exhale, press back to that nice tall neutral position. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale, simply reach the rib cage forward. And you can visualize a cow in the upper body, but without reaching that rib cage up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, return. Keeping the eyes closed or open as your preference. One more time, inhaling, reaching forward. Sit bones are connected and rooted down. And then coming back to that neutral spine. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Bring the palms together and gaze up at those palms. And then release the head to neutral, interlace the fingers, and flip the palms toward the ceiling. Pull the hands back. Inhale to lift the side body up and out of the hips. And then exhale, side bend to your right. As if you're pushing the left sit bones into the cushion and reaching the palms out and away from the shoulders. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to side bend in the other direction. And now that right sit bone is kind of actively pressing into the cushion, and the palms are reaching away from the shoulders again. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, slide the hands down in front of the heart, and then separate and bring those hands to the floor. And still in that exhalation, if possible, reaching forward into a fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Switch the positioning of that Sukhasana again. Take a moment to settle in. And then inhale, circle the arms up overhead again, palms touch, gaze up there. And then bring the head back to neutral. Interlace the fingers the awkward way, the way that doesn't come quite as naturally. And maybe we've been doing this so frequently, they're both feeling pretty natural now. And then flip the palms toward the ceiling, pull the hands back. Inhale to lift the side body up and out of those hips. And this time, side bending to the left first, pressing the right sit bones down into the cushion. And as you're reaching the palms away, also imagine that you're bringing the hands back in space. Inhale, come all the way up, and exhale, side bend in the other direction. And again, press the palms away, but at the same time, pull the hands back in space. Inhale, come all the way up to center. Exhale, slide the hands down in front of the body, and then following through with that exhale, separate the hands, bring them down to the floor in front of you, and forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Make your way to a tabletop position. Here comes our friend Max, bringing his toy. He seems particularly attached to his toy today. Facing the front of your mat, hands are shoulder width apart. And just as you're here, just do a slithery motion from side to side and bring an awareness to the spine behind the navel here. So this is where Manipura chakra resides. And it is strongly associated with the fire element and with the sun. So with your awareness there, just notice what's happening in the spine as you try to bring that slithery motion in, that lateral movement through the spine. And then finding center and finding stillness, tuck both toes and just keep them tucked as you inhale and find cow in the upper body. Stay in this cow for a full deep breath, actively pressing the hands into the mat and back. And then when the next exhale arrives, wound up into cat position. So pull the navel to the spine and push the earth away now as opposed to dragging back. Let's do 2 more times on that. So inhale to cow, and as you do that, imagine the hands are dragging back, toes are still tucked. Exhale to round up into cat and pushing away now, straight away from the shoulders. Again, inhale, find cow, hands are dragging back. And exhale, round up, pushing the earth away. Inhale, simply return to a neutral position. And then exhale, press that right leg back, toes are tucked there. And then an easy rocking forward and back there to just dynamically stretch out the calf muscle. That area into the Achilles tendon is vulnerable. So it's nice to do a little dynamic movement rather than simply holding. But let's do one final press back with that heel. And then slide that knee in, toes still stay tucked. Left leg goes back on that exhale. Stay there for a moment just to feel the stretch, and then invite that dynamic movement in. So it invites a little more blood flow and warms up that area just a little bit more. And then pressing back, holding that, and sliding that knee in. Now untucking both toes, keeping that body in neutral, reaching the crown of the head straight forward. Shift the body weight into the left hand and bring the right arm straight up, thumb toward the ceiling. Lift it as high as you can. Imagine that your torso is locked in place, and then lift that opposite leg up and push the heel back. Inhale, lift the arm and the leg up a little bit higher. Exhale, pull the knee toward that opposite elbow, so on the diagonal. Inhale, reach up and lift and push through that heel. And again, crossing elbow to knee. Again, lift on the inhale, push through the heel. Exhale, knee toward that elbow. And inhale, find that balancing cat here. Stay here, push the heel back, lift the arm and the leg up a bit higher, and then exhale, release that hand and knee back down to the mat. Shifting body weight into the right hand. Inhale, left arm up, palm faces toward the midline, thumbs up. Imagine that right hand dragging toward that left knee, and then lift that opposite leg and push through the heel. Stay here. Crown of the head is reaching straight ahead, so your spine is nice and neutral. Lift a little bit higher on the inhale. Exhale, elbow to the knee or toward the knee, whatever comes best. Inhale, lift and stretch, push through the heel. Exhale, elbow to knee. Again. Bringing in and then lifting. Stay here, crown of the head reaching forward, heel pushing back, lift up a little bit higher. And then exhale, release hand and knee to the mat. Bring the big toes together, the knees go wide. Inhale, find cow in the upper body in this modified version with the legs. And exhale, press back toward cat, or sorry, balasana. I don't know why I said cat. I guess we're always doing that, cow and cat. Inhale, come up again to cow, modified legs. Exhale, press back to balasana. And again, opening up through the hips. And then coming all the way up into that modified tabletop. Slide the knees back toward each other underneath the hips, tuck the toes. And then when you're ready, exhale up to downward facing dog if that feels like it's in your practice today, or just stay in that tabletop for a moment. Take one full breath here in downward facing dog. And then walk the feet up to the hands into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Use your blocks, maybe use your hands on your shins or hands to the floor. Let the head release down. Stay here for a few breaths. And maybe try a little rocking backward and forward on the feet. And settle in. Inhale to straighten out the legs a little bit more. Exhale, navel to spine, forward fold a bit more. And now awareness at the feet, pressing in, especially through the base of the big toes. And inhale, circle the arms all the way up overhead. Palms touch, gaze at the hands. And then exhale, hands to the heart center. Let's engage the abdominals very subtly by inhaling, lift up onto the balls of the feet. And then exhale to lower. Let's do that 2 more times. It's very subtle, but it challenges our balance a bit. So inhale, come up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, come up, and exhale to lower. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead again. Gaze at the hands if that feels comfortable. Exhale, slide the hands in front of the body and fold over halfway, separating the hands to come to the thighs. Inhale, find cow in the upper body. Keep cow as you exhale and reach the bottom of your rib cage toward your thighs. Your knees can stay bent. And then take an inhale just right here, visualizing the bottom of the rib cage connecting to the thighs, and then exhale to straighten out the legs and fold over. Release the hands to wherever feels good for you, and release the head. Inhale to straighten the legs out a little bit more. Exhale, navel to spine. See if you can fold a bit more. Inhale, right foot steps way back. Lower the knee to find that lunge. Exhale, lift that knee up and push the heel back in space. Inhale to lower, bring the hands up to the left thighs. Exhale, here's the twist. We're inviting extra twisting into this practice today. And then inhale to return the hands back to center. Exhale to release the hands down to the mat. Inhale to reach the rib cage forward. Exhale back to tabletop or downward facing dog. If you were in down dog, experiment with taking the hands wider than the shoulders and see if that invites a little more ease into the shoulders, into the pose. And also maybe even experiment with feet a little bit wider than your hips. Staying here, breathing, bend both knees forward a little bit. Exhale to press the rib cage closer to the thighs. And then inhale to straighten out those legs again, and then stay there for the exhale, just finding ease in that. Inhale, lower both knees to the mat and find cow in the upper body. Meet us here if you've been hanging out in tabletop position. Exhale, bend the elbows and slither through to the belly. Take the hands wide to find wide-handed cobra pose. Let's invite more twisting here. Exhale, little twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, little twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release the forehead all the way down to the mat. Slide the hands in a little closer to the rib cage here. And then inhale, coming up again, tuck the toes. Exhale back, tabletop or downward facing dog. And again, experiment with those feet or hands being wider away from the midline. And again, let's go a little deeper in this down dog. If you're here with me, bend both knees, push the rib cage toward the thighs, keep the rib cage where it is, and release the heels back down to the mat. Tabletop or down dog, look to the top of the mat. Inhale, right foot steps forward, lower the back knee, reach the rib cage forward. Exhale, lift that knee up and push the heel back. Inhale to lower. At the same time, bring the hands up to the right thighs. Exhale, bring yourself into that twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands release down to the mat. Inhale, reach the rib cage forward. Those subtle movements make such a big difference and they feel so good. Exhale, stepping in, Uttanasana, forward fold. Maybe pull the navel to the spine to help you find that deeper fold. Feet are scrubbing away from each other. Inhale, circle all the way up. Palms touch. Gaze up there if that feels good. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Again, inhale, lift up onto the balls of the feet. And exhale to lower. Let's do the other side. Inhale, circle up. Gaze up there if that feels good. Exhale, slide the hands in front of you. Scrub the feet away from each other as you fold over slowly, all the way down this time. And then inhale, step way back with the left foot. Lower that knee to the mat. Reach the rib cage forward. Exhale, lifting that knee up and push the heel back. Remember, you could have your hands on blocks here. Inhale to lower the knee and bring the hands up to that thigh again. Twisting in that same direction to the right. And then coming back. Exhaling to release the hands down. Inhale, rib cage reaches forward. Exhale back, tabletop or down dog. And again, let's go through that process if you're in down dog with me of bending the knees slightly, pushing the rib cage toward the thighs, and then trying to maintain that as you release the heels down toward the mat. Can you hear Max whining? You have no idea what's going on with him today. Inhale, lower the knees, find cow in the upper body. Keep the cow. Exhale, bend the elbows and slither. Reach the rib cage right down to the mat and then slither to the belly. Take the hands wide. Find that wide-handed cobra. Adding that little twist again. Exhale, twist to the left first this time. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lower the forehead to the mat and slide the hands in a little bit closer to the rib cage so it's easier to push yourself back up into. Inhaling in that cobra pose. Exhale back, down dog or tabletop. And one more time if you're in downward facing dog, experiment with bending the knees very slightly, pressing with your hands into the mat forward so that your rib cage moves closer to the thighs, and then pressing those heels back down toward the mat. Maybe even experiment with lifting the toes up as you do that. Look to the top of the mat. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Back knee lowers, rib cage reaches forward. Exhale, lift that knee up and push the heel back. Inhale to lower, bring the hands up to the thighs. Exhale into that twist. That twisting feels good. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat. And inhale, reach the rib cage forward. Shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, stepping into Uttanasana. Navel pulls to the spine. See if that invites a deeper fold here. Feet scrubbing away from each other. Inhale, circle all the way up. Palms touch. Gaze up there if that feels good. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Again, challenging the core by the balancing. Inhale, lift up on the balls of the feet. Heels lift up. Exhale, this time, as your heels lower, bend the knees and the hips, sit right into chair pose. Yeah, hang out in this chair pose for a moment. Reach the rib cage or the sternum toward the thumbs and send the tailbone right out into space behind you. Stay here, breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, release the left forearm to those thighs and pull yourself into a twist as the hand lands on the outside of that right thigh. Inhale, come back to center, palms return together. Exhale, right forearm to the thighs, right fingers help pull you into that twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold over the legs, straighten out, the hands can go to the mat. Here comes our half lift. So inhale, hands can come up to the shins, or you could use your blocks to this Ardha Uttanasana. Stay here for a moment, just visualizing that your crown of your head is really reaching forward and the tailbone is being sent straight out behind you. One more inhale, wherever your hands want to be, and then exhale, plant the hands under the shoulders and step back to plank. So plank is another way to engage that energy at Manipur chakra, basically a core exercise. Walk your feet, like the balls of the feet, closer to your hands, but push the heels back at the same time. And imagine your hands are dragging back. Really engage with that. Take another inhale and exhale right here. And then inhale, lower both knees. Exhale, bend both elbows and lower the body halfway. You could go all the way if you wanted to. And then inhale, untuck the toes, come to cobra or upward facing dog. Upward facing dog is kind of nice to do because we've already done a bunch of cobras. Take one more inhale here. Exhale back to tabletop or down dog. Stay here for one full breath. And then look to the top of the mat. Inhale, step forward with the right foot and stay in this low lunge with the back knee lifted. So that's a little different than in classical sun salutation. So staying right here. Imagine your feet are dragging toward each other on the diagonal, but also check in that your right foot is the ankle is underneath the knee. So there's that dragging action happening. And when that dragging action happens, guess what we can do? We actually have greater foundation strength down there to come up to a high lunge. Yeah, that feels good. Here comes some more fun twisting. Bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale, push the heel back and reach the rib cage forward. And then exhale, let's twist again. This time you might be able to bring that upper arm to the outside of that right thigh. Stay there for a full breath so that you're actively pressing that upper arm into that thigh and the thigh is resisting. So you go deeper into the twist, the crown of the head, reach it away from the tailbone. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Yeah, keep dragging those feet toward each other. Bring the arms up. And then exhale, bring the hands to the hips this time. Take a really nice inhale here. And then exhale to press yourself up to standing. Yeah. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over. And now when you're here, I think your strap is there. Reach for it. And then inhale, circle all the way up. Palms touch, your strap is in your hand. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Gaze to the space ahead of you. Take your strap. If you have a loop in the end of it, as I do, just put that loop around your left foot, or you could put the middle of your strap around your left foot. Now bend that left knee and bring it up with the strap. And then extend that leg out so you're holding the leg up in that position with your strap, left leg. You could hold with both hands, or you could hold with your left hand only and take your right hand to your hip. Nice and tall, crown of the head reaching up. Inhale to pull that leg off to the side with your strap. See where you'll go with that range of motion. Imagine that you're pushing the left hip forward as you're bringing the leg back. And then exhale to return to center. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale, open to the side, keeping the pelvis steady. It's just the leg moving, and you're supporting the leg with that strap. And then exhale back to center. Again, 1 more time. Inhale off to the side. Inhale back to center. Sorry, exhale back to center. Now bend the knee and release the strap, but keep the strap handy. You could just, release it down in front of you there. And now get ready for another inhale to step way back to that high lunge again. Beautiful. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, reach the rib cage forward. Exhale back, plank. Nice. Inhale, lower both knees. Exhale, bend the elbows, go halfway or all the way if you want to do cobra. Inhale to find upward facing dog or cobra. Stay here for a moment. If you are in cobra, imagine your hands are pressing in and dragging back. And same with downward dog, up dog. Drag the hands back. And now 1 more inhale here. Exhale back, tabletop or downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward with that left foot. Stay low for a moment. That back knee is lifted. You're in this low lunge, but take a moment here to imagine that the feet are dragging toward each other on that diagonal. And that really gives you a strong connection to the earth. And that earth connection gives you the foundation to inhale and come up to that nice high lunge. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach the rib cage forward. Exhale, twisting to the left this time. The right upper arm can maybe hook over that thigh, and we can bring ourselves into the twist. Stay here. So you're actively pressing that arm. You could also have your hand there to push into the twist. Crown of the head is reaching away from the tailbone. That really invites more twist. Now imagine those feet are still dragging toward each other on the diagonal so that you can inhale and bring the arms up again. Nice. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Take another nice inhale here, and then exhale to step up to the top of the mat. Yeah. Now, inhale, circle up. Exhale, fold. As you go into that fold, reach for your strap again. And then inhale, circle all the way up. Remember the feet scrubbing away whenever you're coming up to that forward fold. And then bring the hands down to the heart center. Strap is still in that hand. Shift your body weight to the left leg, bring the right knee up and put that strap around the foot, either the middle of the strap or the loop that's at the end. And then extend that leg straight out. Hold the strap with both hands or just with your right hand and bring your left hand to your hip. Imagine your pelvis is staying in place. Inhale, open that leg off to the side, keeping the pelvis steady, but just the leg moving. Exhale back to center. Let's do that 2 more times. Really important that your pelvis stays in place so that we're not rotating the pelvis over top of that left hip, which can get a little crunchy in that hip. 1 more time. Inhale, open to the side. And exhale back to center. Bending the knee and releasing the strap to the side. Take a breath and step back into that high lunge. Exhale to release the hands back down to the mat. Inhale to reach the rib cage forward. Exhale to slide that front foot back to plank. Inhale to lower the knees. That's optional. You could keep the knees lifted. Exhale, bend the elbows halfway, chaturanga, or go all the way ready for cobra. Pressing up to that upward dog. Exhale back, down dog. Beautiful. Stay here for 3 breaths. And you might even want to take a child's pose here. You could experiment in down dog by bending those knees again and pressing the rib cage toward the thighs. And then pressing the heels back down toward the mat. Look to the top of the mat. Walk the feet forward into an Ardha Uttanasana, the half lift. Maybe the hands want to come to the shins. Exhale to fold over the legs, navel to spine. Inhale, hands to heart center, find chair pose. And let's stay in this chair pose. Shoot the tailbone back, reach the rib cage forward, lift all 10 toes. Take one more inhale to reach the rib cage toward the thumbs. And then exhale, twist to the left first this time. So right hand lowers to the thighs, fingers drape over the side of the left thigh. Pull yourself into that twist. Inhale to unwind. Exhale, do the same thing to the other side. Yeah. Inhale back to center. And exhale, come all the way up and release the arms down. Take a moment in that nice Tadasana to just feel the energy in the body. Lots of twisting, some balancing, all of that challenges the core. Let's do that sequence again, just a little bit faster. So first of all, lift all 10 toes and spread them wide. So you really feel that grounding through the 3 points of balance on the feet, the heels, the base of the big toes, and the base of the pinkies. This is really important for balancing, to have that sense of rooting through those 3 points. And that balancing is really key as we move into that lunge position. Release the toes down. Beautiful. Here we go. Inhale, sweep the hands down and then up into chair pose. Exhale to bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale to reach the rib cage forward. Exhale, left forearm to the right to the thighs and pull yourself into that twist. Inhale to unwind, hands come back to heart center. Exhale, right forearm goes down to the thighs, pull yourself into the twist. Inhale back to center, hands to the heart center. Exhale to straighten the legs into the forward fold. Inhale to the half lift. Exhale to plant the hands and step back to plank. Stay in plank for a nice breath and imagine the feet dragging forward and the hands dragging back. Inhale, option to lower the knees. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga or half chaturanga. Inhale, straighten the arms, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward. Stay in the lunge, low with the hands on the mat. Knee is lifted, heel is pushing back. Feet are dragging toward each other on the midline. Inhale to come up to the high lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the rib cage forward, heel pushes back. Exhale, twisting to your right. Inhale, come back to center, unwind, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, reach the rib cage forward. Exhale, pushing off, come to standing. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, fold. Feet are scrubbing away from each other. Pick up your strap while you're in that fold. Inhale, come all the way back up. Palms together. Exhale, bend that left knee, lifting it up. Staying there, balancing on the right leg. Strap around that foot. When you're ready, straighten out that leg. Maybe hold the strap with your left hand, right hand comes to the hips or waist. Lift the leg up as high as you can, maintaining that structural integrity in the spine. Inhale, open to the side. Exhale, back to center. We'll stick with 3 on this one. So again, inhale, open to the side. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, open to the side. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale to release the strap down to the side. Inhale, step way back into that lunge, arms up. Exhale, plant the hands, find your plank. Inhale, option to lower the knees or not. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, down dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward this time. Back knee stays lifted. Stay in this lunge for a moment and really find your integrity and your grounding here. So rib cage reaches forward. Feet are dragging toward each other to provide that solid foundation. And then inhale, come all the way up, arms up. High lunge, Astasana. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach the rib cage forward. Exhale, twisting to your left so that right upper arm hooks over that left thigh, and your thigh needs to resist that pressure as you bring yourself into the twist. Feet are still dragging toward each other on the diagonal. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach the rib cage forward. Exhale, stepping up to standing. Inhale, circle all the way up. Exhale, fold. Remember the feet scrubbing away from each other to protect the low back. Reach for your strap again on your way down. And then inhale, circle up. You have the strap in your hand. Palms come together. And then exhale, hands come to the heart center. Shift the body weight to the left leg. Bring the right knee up. And then position that strap around your right foot, either the middle of the strap or that loop that's at the end. Extend the leg out, right hand holding the strap, or you can have both hands holding the strap. Left hand to the hip or waist. This is my preferred option, but find what works best for you. Inhale, bring that leg off to the side. Remember, pelvis is staying steady. Exhale, back to center. 2 more times. Inhale. Use your hand on the strap to guide that leg to keep it as lifted as possible. Pelvis is staying steady. 1 more time. Exhale, back to center. And then inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, release the strap off to the side there or to the front. Inhale, step way back to that high lunge. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Inhale and reach the rib cage forward, just a little extra one there. And then exhale back, plank. Stay with this plank for a moment. Crown of the head reaching forward, feet dragging forward, hands dragging back. Inhale, lower both knees. That's optional. You could keep the knees lifted. Exhale, bend the elbows halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Everybody, let's lower both knees, find tabletop. Some of you might already be there. And then exhale back, child's pose. Inhale, come up to a modified tabletop. Exhale back, child's pose. And again, nice flowy movement, opening up through the hips a little bit. And then coming back up, making your way to tabletop or down dog, whatever your preference there. Take a full deep breath here. And then inhale, walk the feet up to the hands, Ardha Uttanasana, the half lift. Exhale to fold, navel comes to the spine to assist with that. Inhale, hands to heart center, find chair pose. Exhale, right arm comes down, twisting to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left arm goes down, twisting to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, come all the way up to standing. And inhale, release the arms down to the side. Find Tadasana. Stay in that Tadasana for just a moment. Awareness of the spine behind the navel, that is Manipura chakra. That is your center of personal power. That is an ancient yogic philosophy and makes sense given how important the strength of our core is for the strength of our body in movement. Inhale, lift the heels up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Gaze there if you want. Exhale, fold over the legs. Bring the hands right down to the mat and bend the knees as much as you need to. And then bring those legs back into a tabletop position. And press yourself back to Virasana. So thunderbolt pose on the heels. And if you would like to, if the knees need the assistance, bring a cushion or a blocks between the hips and the heels. Place the hands on the thighs, pull them right back toward the crease of the thighs so that the shoulders kind of plug in. Reach the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. Stay with that for a moment. If you would like a little deeper stretch through the foot, the sole of the foot, you could tuck your toes and go into Virasana. This can be really challenging, and it's thought of as a stretch for the toes. I've heard that in some practices, but it's pretty intense. It's loaded, right? So things that are loaded, it's not always just stretching that's going on in there. So just take a breath or two in there and then maybe settle back to untucked toes. One inhale to reach the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. Exhale, turn the whole of your head to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn the whole of the head to the left. Inhale back to center. Nice. Let's shift our hips off of the heels. Come to a seated position. Knees are bent in front of you with the soles of the feet on the mat. We'll make our way onto the back. You could roll to one side if that feels easier in your body, or you could come to forearms. I've seen lots of practices where the arms are here and people slowly go down. Super challenging on the low back. Yes, it may increase the strength in your abdominals, but the risk might not be worth it. So I encourage you to strengthen abs in other ways. But in any case, making your way onto the back, take a moment to walk the shoulders away from the ears. Just invite a little twisting motion in because we access that energy in Manipura chakra by being very active through balancing core work, but also by twisting in a supported situation, which we are in now. So bring the arms out to the side. Take the feet wide and let the knees come together for a moment. So this position in itself is supportive of low back. And now let's very slowly, with a nice slow breath, invite some twisting into this. So take an inhale right here. And then exhale to release both knees to your right. And as you're doing that, be a little active in actually trying to push that left thigh down toward the floor. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, move both legs to the left. And again, very active here in the sense of trying to push that right thigh down toward the floor. That invites a deeper twisting into that torso area. Inhale back to center. Let's do that 2 more times to each side. Exhale, both legs move to the right, actively pressing that right inner thigh toward the floor. Inhale back to center. And exhale, twist to the left there. Right inner thigh pressing toward the floor. 1 more time each side. Inhale to center. Work the breath with the movement. Exhaling to the right with the legs. Inhale back to center. Exhale, legs to the left. And then coming back to center. If you need any other movement in the body, sometimes it just feels really good to do a happy baby pose. So bending both knees and soles of the feet toward the ceiling, hands to the outsides of the feet. Feel free to make your way there and just do an easy rocking. If you're ready for Shavasana, make your way there. Otherwise, this happy baby pose it's a really nice pose. It opens up through the hips, which releases any lingering tension in the low back. Hello, Max. Okay, let's release down from that. Let's make our way to Shavasana. Check in that you have lots of space between the shoulders and the ears. And the legs are separated with the feet falling away. Arms are beside you with the palms facing up. As you make your way to this Shavasana pose. Taking your time to settle in and taking your time to find heaviness in the whole body. That heaviness invites a stillness into the whole body, and that stillness invites stillness into the mind as well. Heaviness in the whole body and stillness in the whole body, except for the movement of air coming in and out. Follow that breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Bring your awareness now to Chitta Kasha, the space behind the closed eyes. Be the witness to anything that you may see there. Maybe it's simply a brightness or a darkness. And then return to the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice, repeating it to yourself mentally 3 times. Trusting that if you can visualize it, you have started creating it. Bringing awareness to the breath again, deepening it now, expanding through the belly, the side body, and the rib cage. And then bringing an awareness to the body by inviting movement in whatever way feels good. Linking breath to body by taking a nice big stretch, maybe separating the fingers from each other and the toes from each other. And then exhaling to bend both knees and roll to one side. Let your head rest on your arm there and take a full deep breath there. Take this transition out of Shavasana very slowly. And when you're ready, press yourself up to seated position. And we'll meet in seated with the hands resting palms upward. And let's take a moment to close the eyes. Visualize an abundance of resilience and compassion pouring into those open palms and spreading to every cell in your body. Inviting strength with a sense of compassion into the body and the mind. And then bring the palms to the heart center in Anjali Mudra and sealing the practice with Namaste. Thank you very much. I wish there was some way for me to share the experience of Max licking my face at the end of practice there with you. Hopefully get your own dog. Okay, here we go. Bast, independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Doesn't it amaze you how these goddess cards tap into, what we were going for in practice? Strength and success.